I'm Annie, and this channel is all about exploring cultures through their stories. No travel required, just books and honest conversations. If you are new here, hit that subscribe and turn on notifications because every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday we are diving into a different country, a different book, and a completely different perspective. And if you love dark stories and psychological thrillers, check out my daily podcast, Annie the Files, link in the description. Alright, let's get into it. Close that other tab because I am about to tell you something that's going to make you question every life choices you ever made. There is a 36-year-old woman in Tokyo. She works part-time at a convenience store. Been there for 18 years. Same job, same shift, same routine, same blue uniform. Now here is what her family thinks. Total failure. Hear what her friends think. Deeply sad. Here is what society thinks. Mentally broken, needs therapy. But wait for it. She is perfectly happy, like genuinely, authentically happy. And that makes everyone lose their minds. Because apparently, being content in the wrong way is more disturbing than being miserable in the right way. This is Convenience Store Women by Sayaka Murata, won Japan's most prestigious literary prize, sparked nationwide controversy, sold millions worldwide, and honestly, after reading it, I started noticing all the ways I have been living my life on autopilot, doing what I am supposed to do instead of what actually makes me happy. Stick with me for next 30 minutes because by the end of this video, you are going to see your own life differently, I promise. Welcome to Annie the Reader. I am reading one book from every country in the world and I am giving you the raw, unfiltered truth about what I learned. No pretentious literature analysis, no academic behind the scene. Just real talk about culture, life, and what these books actually mean. Today is Japan. And trust me, this is not the Japan you think you know. Let's go. Okay, you might be thinking, so why did I choose this book for Japan? Here is the thing. When most people think of Japan, they think anime, sushi, Tokyo skyscrapers, Mount Fuji, maybe some samurais, tourist stuff. But what it actually like to live there? What does Japanese society expect from you? What happens if you don't fit in the mold? That's what this book answers. And it doesn't in the most unexpected way. Through a women who just want to work at a convenience store. Now, I will be honest. When I first heard about this book, I thought it sounded boring. A convenience store worker, that's the plot. Where is the drama, the romance, the adventure? But this book has sold millions of copies worldwide. It won the Akutagawa Prize, that's basically Japan's Pulitzer. And everyone who reads it says changed how they think about conformity and happiness. So I gave it a shot. And holy hell, was I wrong about it being boring? This book is only 163 pages. You can finish it in one sitting, but it will stay in your head for months. Because it's not really about convenience store. It's about what happens when you don't want what society tells you want. Before we dive into the story, let me tell you about the author Sayaka Murata. This woman actually worked in a convenience store for 18 years while writing. This isn't some literary person imagining what it's like. She lived it. She knows exact procedure for stocking shelves, the specific phrases you say to customer, the rhythm of the job. That authenticity, you feel it on every page. Alright, let's get into the story. So, here is the story. And I'm warning you now, there is a moment in this book that's going to make you physically uncomfortable. We'll get there. The protagonist is Keiko Furukura, 36-year-old, single, lives alone in Tokyo, works part-time at Smile Mart convenience store. 18 years, same store, same job. Now, before you judge her, let me tell you what makes Keiko different. And this is where the books get fascinating. As a kid, Keiko was, let's say, unconventional. And I am about to give you two examples that will make you go, what? Example 1. A bird dies in the school playground. All the kids are sad. Keiko picks it up, takes it home and suggests to her parents they cook it and eat it. Because why waste it? Made perfect sense to her. Her parents freak out. Example 2. This is wild. Two boys are fighting on the playground. Keiko grabs a shovel and hits one of them. Not out of anger, not out of cruelty. She just thought fighting is bad. If I hit him, the fight stops. Logical, right? Everyone is horrified. Teachers call her parents. Parents take her to doctors. Everyone is trying to fix this weird kid who don't understand social rules. And here is the gut punch. Keiko knows she is different. She can see that other people have some kind of manual she doesn't have. She watches people interact and it's like watching a play where everyone knows their lines except her. Then at 18, she gets this convenience store job, and for the first time in her life, everything clicks. The store has rules, specific greetings you say when customer enters, specific ways to arrange products by color, by height, by expiration date. A script for every possible interaction, how to stand, how to smile, when to restock, etc. etc. Keiko finally has a manual for how to be a human, and she loves it. Like this woman genuinely loves restocking shelves. She loves the sound of automatic door opening. She loves saying the same greeting 500 times a day. This isn't her settling, this is her purpose. But what? Here is the what. Society enters the chat. Her sister constantly tells her, "You need a real career." Her mother literally cries about her not being married. Old school friends run into her and you can see the pity in their eyes. Oh no, she's still working there. Society has decided that Keiko's happiness is actually a problem that needs solving. Now, 18 years in, this guy named Siraha gets hired. And oh my god, this man is the worst. He is lazy, entitled, bitter, he complains constantly. Thinks all women are shallow. Does the bare minimum work, get fired within weeks. He is genuinely terrible. But then Keiko and Siraha make this agreement. And this is where the book gets genius. He needs a place to stay. He is broke. She needs people to stop asking why she is single. So he moves into her apartment and they pretend to be dating. They don't sleep together. They barely interact. He mostly play video games and leeches off her money. She goes to work like always. But suddenly everyone is happy. Her family is relieved. Oh thank God, she has a boyfriend finally. Maybe now she'll quit that weird job and get married and be normal. Her co-workers gossip but they are satisfied. The story makes sense now. Oh, she was just waiting for the right guy. Nothing has actually changed. Keiko is still doing the exact same thing, but now she has a narrative people can understand. And that's all society needed. The fake relationship works perfectly until Siraha starts getting ideas. He thinks she should quit the store, get a real job, stop being weird. He is trying to mold her into what society wants. Even though he is the one living off her income, the audacity. And Keiko faces this impossible choice: keep pretending to be normal and lose herself, and go back to the being authentic and let everyone think she is broken. I'm not going to spoil the ending, but I will tell you this. Murata doesn't give you a Hollywood resolution where Keiko proves everyone wrong and becomes successful by society's standards. That would be a cop out. Instead, she gives you something more honest, more uncomfortable, and ultimately more radical. The ending is going to make you think about your own life for days. Trust me. But before we get there, we need to talk about what this book reveals about Japan. Because this isn't just about weird women, this is about an entire culture's relationship with conformity and its intense. Let's talk about what this book teaches about Japan. And I'm warning you, some of this is going to make you uncomfortable. There is a famous Japanese saying, the nail that sticks out gets hammered down. Let the sink it for a second, not celebrated, not protected, hammered down. In Japan, there is a script for life, and I mean a literal script. Graduate high school at 18, go to university or get a full-time job, work for one company for decades, get married by late 20s or early 30s, have kids, work until 65, then retire. If you follow this script, you are fine, you are normal, you are good. If you don't follow this script, you are not just different, you are defective, broken, a social problem. And here's what's solved. Keiko's family isn't concerned because she is unhappy. They are concerned because she is happy in the wrong way. Think about that. Her actual emotion state doesn't matter. What matters is whether her life fits the narrative society has decided is acceptable. Now here is my question for you, and be honest with yourself. How many things are you doing right now because they fit someone else's narrative for success? That job you hate but keep because it's respectable? That relationship status you stress about? That life milestone you feel behind on? This isn't about Japan, but Japan is more explicit about it. Inside 2, work culture is a religion. Okay, the level of detail Murata puts into describing convenience store operation is absolutely insane. And here is it's 100% authentic because she lived it for 18 years. Keiko described the exact greeting you must say when customer enter, precise way to arrange products by color, height, expiration date, by angle, the specific tone of voice for different situation, how to move especially between easels, where to stand at all times, when to restock. Everything is ritualized. There is a right way and a wrong way for everything. Zero room for improvisation. And here is what blew my mind. This is a convenience store in America that's considered a low skill temporary job. In Japan, every convenience store work required mastery, precision, ritual, and perfection. Japanese culture takes pride in doing even the smallest task perfectly. There is dignity in the mastery of anything, no matter how simple. Keiko finds the beautiful way of living. The clear rules make the chaos of human interaction manageable for her brain. But this is the dark side. This rigidity leaves zero room for people who think differently. If you can't follow the script perfectly, you are out. You are a problem. You need to be fixed. And the book is asking, is this healthy? This obsession with doing everything correctly. Inside 3, the two faces, Omit and Ura. Alright, this concept broke my brain. Let me explain it. In Japanese culture, you have two selves. Omit, your public face, the version you show to society, your social mask. Ura, your private self, who you actually are, your real thoughts and feelings. Now, here is the key difference from Western culture. These are expected to be different. You are supposed to maintain harmony in public even if you are miserable in private. That's not being fake, it's being a good member of society. In the West, we worship authenticity. We say things like be yourself and stay true to who you are. We think having the same face in public and private is virtuous. In Japan, having different face for different contexts is normal, expected, required. Keiko's fundamental problem is that she doesn't have an omit. She is just herself. She doesn't understand why she should pretend to want marriage when she doesn't want it. Why she should pretend her job is temporary when she loves it. That makes her a social alien. But then she gets the fake boyfriend and suddenly she has an omit, a story, a narrative people can understand, and everyone relaxes. They don't care if the story is true. They just need a narrative that makes sense. Here is my question for you. How much of your life is omit? How much are you performing for others? And is that necessarily bad? The book doesn't give easy answers. The loneliness epidemic nobody talks about. Inside 4. Japan has a serious loneliness crisis and they have words for it that other languages don't have. Hikikomori, people who withdraw from society completely, sometimes for years, stay in their rooms, no social contact. Kodokuzi, dying alone in your apartment, undiscovered for weeks or months until someone noticed the smell. This is such a widespread problem that Japan has companies who entirely businesses cleaning up apartment where people died alone. Keiko is lonely. She has no close friend. Her family barely tolerate her. She exists on the margin of society. But here is the twist of the book reveals. Her loneliness isn't because she works at a convenience store. It's because she won't pretend to be someone she is not. The saddest part? When she gets the fake boyfriend, people suddenly treat her better. Not because anything real changed, just because she now fits in their narrative. The book is saying Japanese society creates loneliness by enforcing rigid norms. If you don't fit, you are isolated. But if you pretend to fit, you are connected but not authentic. Lose lose. Here is what the book forces you to ask. Is conformity even worth it? Is it better to be authentic and lonely or conforming and connected? Because there is no easy answer. The book doesn't pretend that there is. And that's what makes it brilliant. Alright, let's go deeper. Because this book is doing something really sophisticated. Murata's pose is sparse, clinical, almost robotic at times. Some readers find this cold, but it's actually perfect for Keiko's perspective. Keiko doesn't experience emotion the way neurotypical people do. She observes behavior and mimics it. She studied people like an anthropologist studying for a foreign culture. So the writing reflects that it's all observational, detached, precise. There is a scene where Keiko watches herself in the mirror and practiced her convenience store worker's face. She noted the exact angle of her smile, the specific energy in her eyes. She's putting on a costume, playing a role. This is how she experiences all social interaction. As performance, she's learned the script, but she doesn't feel it naturally. The writing style makes you experience the world through her eyes, and honestly, it's kind of brilliant. Alright, real talk time. Let me tell you what this book actually did to me. Because this is the test of a good book, right? It should change something in you. And I want to think about this question as I go through this. Really think about them, maybe even pause the video and write some stuff down. After reading this, I started catching myself, and I'm going to be uncomfortably honest here. I have a full time job, it's fine, it pays the bills, my parents are proud, or LinkedIn it look impressive. But do I love it? Hell no. Do I wake up excited about it? Never. Am I doing it because it's my passion? Absolutely not. I am doing it because that's what you are supposed to do. Because I am a professional, because it fits the narrative of success that I observed somewhere along the way. Keiko made me ask, what if I just didn't? What if I pursued something I actually loved, even if it was not impressive, even if people thought I was wasting my potential? I haven't quit my job, let's be clear. Now I am aware that I am making a choice to prioritize external validation over internal satisfaction. And that's awareness. That's powerful. That's why I started this podcast because I always wanted to be a good storyteller. Like, I really love it. So here is a question. What are you doing right now that you don't actually want to do, but you do it anyway because you are supposed to do? Think about it. I will wait. Got something? Good. Hold on to that hot thought. This is the book's most radical idea, and it sounds so simple, but it's actually revolutionary. Keiko is happy arranging product on shelves, saying the same greeting 500 times a day, wearing the same uniform, following the same routine. That's not settling. That's not giving up on her dreams. That's not a lack of ambition. This is her dream. This is her ambition. She found something that makes her brain feel good and she's doing it. But society can't accept that because happiness is supposed to look a certain way. What if none of that matters? What if someone is genuinely fulfilled by something simple? Here is what I realized. We spend so much energy judging other people's choices. Oh, she's still single at 40. That's sad. He works at a coffee shop at 35. What happened? They never went to college. What a waste. But are these people unhappy? Or do we just need them to be unhappy so our own choices feel validated? This book gave me permission to stop judging people whose life doesn't look like mine. And honestly, that made me less judgmental of myself too. This one genuinely scared me out a little. The story we tell matter more than the truth. When Keiko has a fake boyfriend, everyone treats her better. Her family is relieved, her co-workers are satisfied, society approves. Nothing real has changed. She's not happier, she's not better off. In fact, she's worse off because she's supporting this useless man. But the story makes sense now, and that's all people needed. We did this all the time. We judge people's life based on whether their story fits our expectation. Like she got married young, good for her. He's still in school at 30, what's taking so long? They don't have kids, I wonder what's wrong. She left her high paying job to be a teacher, such a waste. We're not actually asking if people are happy, we're asking if their life story makes sense to us. After reading this book, I started noticing how much I do this to myself and to others. And here is the uncomfortable truth. Sometimes I have made choices not because they are right for me, but because they made me good story. Because I could explain them to my parents because they sound impressive. Have you ever done that? Made a choice because it was easier to explain than the thing you actually wanted? Yeah, me too. If you are autistic, ADHD, or neurodivergent in any way, this book is going to hit different. And I want to talk to you specifically for a minute. Watching Keiko find structure and peace in the routine of the convenience store, that's not weird. That's not settling. That's finding an environment that works with your brain instead of against it. Society keeps telling neurodivergent people that they need to adapt, change, mask, fit it. Be more flexible, be less rigid, stop being so particular. But Keiko found a space where her particular is actually valued, where routine isn't boring, it's comforting, where following script isn't fake, it's functional. The book validates something important. Your brain isn't broken. Society's expectation might be broken, but you are not. If you are ever felt like you are failing at being human because societal rules doesn't make sense to you, read this book. It will make you feel seen in a way that's rare. And the last, the uncomfortable truth I can't ignore. The book doesn't have a trumped ending where Keiko proves everyone wrong and becomes conventionally successful. That would be a lie. Instead, the ending is quieter, more honest, more uncertain, and ultimately more radical. I can't spoil it, but I will tell you this. The ending chooses authenticity over conformity, and that choice has cost, real cost. The book doesn't pretend otherwise. And that honesty, that refusal to give up an easy, happy resolution, That's what makes this book very powerful instead of just feel good. Because real life doesn't give you Hollywood endings. Real life gives you choices between difficult options and you make the best choice you can with the information you have. Now it's your challenge and I'm serious about it. I want you to do something this week. Pick one thing you are doing only because you are supposed to. One thing that doesn't actually make you happy, but you do it anyway for external validation. And just notice it. You don't have to change it. Yeah, just notice it, name it, acknowledge it. It's a choice you are making. That's step one, awareness. Comment below what you notice. I will read them. We are all doing this together. Alright, decision time. Should you actually read Convenience to Remain? But first, quick question. How many of you have made this so far? Drop a comment if you are still watching. I want to see who is really here. Okay, here is my honest recommendation. This is exceptional. It's short, 163 pages. You can finish it in one sitting. It's powerful. It's unique. It does something really difficult. It makes you understand and even root for a character who thinks completely different than you do. The only reason it's not a perfect 10, the writing style won't work for everyone. If you need emotional warmth in prose, this will feel distant, but that distant is intentional and serves the character. But as cultural commentary, as character study, as social critic, it's nearly flawless. 9 out of 10. How to read it? My recommendation? Read it one sitting if possible. It's only 163 pages. The rhythm and accumulation work better if you won't stop. The repetition is intentional. 2. Read it somewhere quiet. This isn't a beach read. It requires attention. Your brain needs to be on. 3. After you finish, sit with it for a day before reading reviews or watching analysis video. Let yourself process first. Your initial reaction matters. Where to get it? Widely available, translated from Japanese by Ginny, Tapley, Takemori. The translation is excellent, smooth, maintain the spurs tone for the original. Paperback, ebook, audio book, all available. So honestly, I would recommend reading this one. The clinical pose works better on the page than in audio. Okay, now here is what I need from you. First, if you made this far, genuinely thank you. Drop a comment and tell me what's one thing you do because you are supposed to rather than because you want to. Be honest, I will read every single one. Second, are you going to read this book? Yes or no? Let me know. Third, what country should I cover next? I am taking suggestions. Give me a country and I will find the best book from there. And most importantly, like this video if you find this valuable. The YouTube algorithm needs to know that people care about deep book analysis. Help me grow this channel so I can keep making this. Subscribe if you are not subscribed yet. I am posting 3 videos per week. We are going to Afghanistan with The Kite Runner by Khalid Hosseini. Friendship, betrayal, kites, Taliban, 40 years of history compressed into one devastating story. I cried reading this book multiple times and I'm not someone who cries easily. If you thought this video was intense, wait until Wednesday.